Are you biting me? I hope you're not biting me. Wanna see our friends? Look. Here they are. Say hi.
Candles burning low, lots of mistletoe. That's what Christmas means to me, my love. Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Vlogmas Day 14. God, why don't I ever know which day it is? It's Friday. That's what's most important. I think we're 2 weeks into Vlogmas already, which is insane. So I'm still deciding if I'm going to post a video every day just up until Christmas, or maybe I'll just pre-film ahead of time. That way I do have enough for the entire year, leading you guys up to the new year. Once the new year hits, I will still continue with videos 3 times per week, maybe occasionally 4, but this hasn't been too stressful. Like, I've been really good at planning out the videos ahead of time and making sure I have good content to talk about with you guys. So I'm glad that you guys have been loving them. Today's video is a full leg day video as promised. You guys saw an upper body training video earlier this week, so I figured, because so many people asked me how to either grow their quads or their glutes or just get stronger legs in general, I would show you guys one of my leg days. I do train legs twice per week right now, and then there are some extra glute work sprinkled in throughout the rest of the week. So this is my quad focus day. It's my big squat day and leg press and some other fun things. So I'm gonna go through it the same way that I went through the upper body day. I'm gonna do a voiceover and just talk you guys through it. I'll keep the clips a little bit longer if I can this time, so that I can talk more and explain more thoroughly. The last video was a little bit rushed just because the clips were shorter, which is fine. Cal's crying. So I'll keep it, come here. But if you guys have questions on my leg day or my training in general, just comment the video below and I'll answer as best as I can. So this is my leg day. Hey guys, so this first exercise obviously is a compound movement. If you watched my previous training videos, you'll know that I like to start off with a compound movement. So I had squats, obviously, for leg day. I did 4 sets of 6 at 250. And I actually used this weight last week as well, but I only did 3 sets of 6, so I added an extra set and decided to stay with the same weight as opposed to increasing just the weight this week. So these actually felt really good. I'm really proud of how well they moved and how easy they felt. So hopefully the goal is to go a little bit heavier next week. For my main compound lifts, I still use my knee sleeves, I still use my belt. I still treat them as like my powerlifting lifts, if that makes sense. And then I have a bunch more accessory work than I used to have afterwards. So I'm getting back into the heavier weights for this block, but I most likely will work back up to 8 reps in the next block and then 10 reps again after that. So I cycle through based on what I'm doing. Then I moved on to leg press, so I did 4 sets of 10. This was 548, I think, which is the most I've ever done. The platform weighs 118, and then I had 4 45s and a 35 on each side. Doing these after heavy squats is killer, and I really feel them in my quads, so I decided to keep my foot placement a little more narrow so that I could focus more on quads opposed to a wider stance, which would be more glute hamstring activation. These are totally new for me. These are a narrow heels elevated squat on the Smith machine. Just another quad pump exercise. I don't go heavy on these, and I just put a plate on the floor to put my heels on, which puts more emphasis on the quads. And I also don't like sit totally down, or I don't go to full depth. I kind of just stop right below depth and really feel the pump in my quads. Then I did single leg extensions. This is a machine that I would never had access to before at previous gyms, so it was nice to do single leg work on it. You can do single leg work on a regular leg extension machine too. This is just a little bit nicer and a little bit more fancy. So I like doing isolated unilateral work because I noticed that I do have a weaker side. My legs are a little bit more even than my upper body is, but I still do notice that my left side is lagging very slightly, so it's been nice to focus on some unilateral work this block. Then I moved on to some cable pull-throughs, so we're getting into the glute stuff now. I go pretty heavy on these. I did 80 pounds for sets of 10, and you'll notice that my back stays flat and my spine is neutral. I keep my chin tucked, and I really just focus on using my glutes to pull the weight forward and then sitting back like a deadlift almost. So I'm not really squatting it. I see a lot of people incorrectly do these by squatting the weight, and you really want to think of it more as a hip hinge. And then I moved on to frog pumps. The way you just saw me pick up the weight is the right way. So you want to use your arm as like a lever almost, because as the weights get heavier on these, it's hard to get them onto your body without a partner. You could obviously also have someone just place the weight on your hips. And then I did high reps for these. So I did sets of 30 to 35. And I like using the Bozu ball as kind of a pillow. It just is a nice little cushion for my head and my neck. And then I also put my feet up against the wall to prohibit them from sliding, which is something that happens when I don't put them up against the wall. If you hear Cal crying right now, that's just my dog crying. And then the last exercise was a seated banded hip abduction. I really love these. I use my hip circle for these, but you can use any kind of mini band. So the first 20, I'm leaning forward. And then the second 20, I'm sitting straight up. And then the third 20, I kind of lean back a little bit, and that's just hitting the glutes and your abductors from different angles. And these I kind of like laughed at when I first saw them, but until you do them, they are hard. They burn really badly by the end and by the third set. So this is a great glute activation warm-up too. So this is something you can add into your warm-up for squats or deadlifts. It's definitely a pumper exercise, and it's good to add in either as a finisher or, like I said, as a warm-up. So that completed this full leg day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that leg day video. My workouts do change every month, and by workouts I just mean the exercises and the sets and reps change. So I'm following the same layout each month, but I'll switch up what I'm doing a little bit. But as far as the compound lifts, I keep those in, and it's usually just the accessory movements that I switch up. So I'll continue to show you guys my workouts as they change. I will try to film my glute / deadlift day for you guys tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But like I said, any questions, comment them below, and if you are interested in having me create a training program for you, the email inquiry is in the description box. So thank you guys for watching this. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!